Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Monday and it's June the 23rd, 2025. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you return viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets. So you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. So feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. And our story today comes from the city of Fayetteville here in North Carolina. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, Local police officer arrested for sexual battery. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll identify some of my sources for you in the description box. Now, we rarely speak about the Fayetteville Police Department, and that's because the organization has done an awesome job of staying out of the news, especially when it involves scandals or officer misconduct. I follow them on a weekly basis, and I do believe the last thing I shared or the last thing I saw was a report a few days ago that Fayetteville had selected a new police chief. And he's not even taken office yet. This was just the end of May. But many in the community joined forces then to wish him much success in this new endeavor. And within a matter of days, Fayetteville Police Department is in the news once again. And we were all paying attention last week when it was, I believe it was on the 18th, when it was announced that the organization, Fayetteville Police Department, was about to hold a news conference. And it was scheduled for 8 p.m. on June the 18th. Now, and we also learned that it had to do with an ongoing investigation into a police officer, so we were very curious. We wanted to find out what was going on. And at that news conference, which was carried live on Facebook, the interim police chief announced that one of their own, a Fayetteville police officer, had been arrested and charged with 6 counts of sexual battery, and they had already taken action to remove him from the police force. And that police officer was identified as 24-year-old Jacob Edward Jones. He had been with the Fayetteville Police Department since November of 2022 and had been assigned to the Field Operations Bureau. And at that news conference, we learned that the Fayetteville Police Department, the Officer Standards Bureau, had received a complaint about Officer Jones' conduct, and it had to do with an incident that took place on May the 13th. And because of the nature of the complaint, the department was obligated to conduct their own investigation. Now, according to reports, on May the 13th, 2025, Jones was working with another officer to review surveillance video on one of our major trouble spots here in Fayetteville. Now, there was a female employee involved in this, and we're not really sure if that female employee was indeed the other officer. But we do know that the employee reported that during their interaction, Jones had made sexual advances and had allegedly touched the woman multiple times. According to information contained in the warrant, it states that Jones raised the woman's top and began rubbing the victim's back. He lowered his hand and touched the victim's buttocks. He also rubbed the inside of the woman's thighs while she was sitting. He placed his hands on the woman's chest near her right breast, and in addition to making other advances as well. And it appears there was a surveillance video to back up these claims. So after the Fayetteville Police Department became aware of this incident, they launched their own internal investigation, and Jones was arrested and charged with 6 counts of sexual battery, and he was assigned a bond of $25,000. And as I already mentioned, the interim police chief did hold a press conference and did make the public aware that yes, this incident did in fact take place, that Jones was charged with 6 counts of sexual battery, held on a $25,000 bond, and also mentioned that Jones had been terminated from the police department. And on June the 19th, which was last Thursday, now Jones and his lawyer appeared in court where the charges against him were read. And we have a picture here showing the former police officer as he did appear in court on those sexual battery charges with his lawyer. Now, his lawyer brought a few things before the court. First, he felt that Jones had been overcharged. 6 counts of sexual battery, all from a single event, seemed a bit excessive. That's what the lawyer stated. And he felt that the police department was simply overreaching. He also requested a bond reduction, stating that $25,000 bond was a bit excessive. He argued that the former police officer was not a flight risk and he had a lot of support in the community. Now, the argument must have been successful because the judge then elected to lower the bond from $25,000 to $10,000. And now I'm sure he's out. I'm sure he's not in jail, even though it was not mentioned in any of the articles I read. But I'm 100% sure that the former police officer is not in jail, that he's now out on bond. And I know that his next court appearance is scheduled for the week of I think it's 20 August 2025. Now, the first thing that came to my mind is I wanted to know, was this an isolated incident or was this just a pattern of bad behavior by another police officer? And it appears that it was not an isolated case because it was reported in one of the news sources that at the bond hearing, it was revealed that a second victim had come forward with similar charges. So my question is, did that second victim come forward before that bond was reduced from $25,000 to $10,000, or did that happen after the bond hearing? That would be interesting to note. But wait, there's more. And here's another source that's reporting on news within the Cumberland County, North Carolina area. And it says that Jones is not just facing allegations from one additional woman, it's stating that it's facing allegations from 2 additional women, 3 women total. And here it is right here. Fayetteville officer now accused by 3 women facing more sexual misconduct allegations. 2 more individuals have come forward accusing the former police officer Jacob Jones of inappropriate conduct, bringing the total number of alleged victims to 3. The newest claims were revealed during his court appearance on Thursday, which addressed his recent arrest related to a May 13 incident. And again, we've got to say alleged. This is the only place that I have seen that there were 3 women bringing charges of sexual misconduct against him. Everyone else has mentioned 2. But then again, I'm saying alleged because I was not there and I'm just reporting in the news as it's been covered by various sources within my area. And we're not taking sides, and with full acknowledgement that the officer is indeed innocent until proven guilty, we have to give a thumbs up to the Fayetteville Police Department for promptly acting on this matter and bringing awareness to the public. We're just proud of you because you could have covered it up, but you chose not to do so. But I really wonder how things would have turned out if the alleged victim or if the victim was a civilian and not a member of the police department. I wonder if you would also acted as promptly as you did in this incident. But nonetheless, we'll try to stay on top of this case and we'll bring you updates whenever they become available. And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.